How would you like to start the next multi-million-dollar business that also makes the world and environment a better place? But the trick is you only have 72 hours to do it. Well, that's the challenge that we have to our participants at the next GreenTech Bootcamp. The first thing that we did was the idea generation session, which happened in both Jamaica and in Trinidad, that focused on identifying what are the biggest pains in the market. Today, we're in Trinidad for the bootcamp, which is the next step where people are developing the hypotheses and the minimum viable product for their startup companies.
We're very happy that the GreenTech Caribbean Bootcamp is being held here in Trinidad. It represents the second of a series of bootcamps to be implemented by the CCIC, and we're delighted with the level of attendance and the energy that we're seeing.
The GreenTech Bootcamp, the one that's happening now in Port of Spain at the Center for Enterprise Development, which is run by Carire, is focusing on helping startup companies to develop their business model for the solution that they're proposing to address a problem in the environment.
So at its core, the CCIC is really focusing on building out the clean tech ecosystem across the Caribbean, where the team in Jamaica and the team in Trinidad is designing programs that are then replicated by centers in various countries across the Caribbean. So the first thing we want to do is focus on the development of ideas and identifying the problems in the market, both environmental and ones that have real economic need or economic opportunity.
We are facilitating the ideas through mentorship, through providing guidance in how to develop their business models, how to develop their teams, and how to pitch their solution to the judges who are also mentors, who are helping them to develop their business model.
Already we're hearing great ideas about aquaponics, about recycling, potable water, persons looking to see how they can turn waste into energy and waste into other byproducts. So we're looking forward to the final pitch and to get some great ideas that we can create new industries in the Caribbean.
So what is a bootcamp? Why are we all here in the first place? Really, the end game of this is to help people figure out the problem that they're trying to address in the company that they're trying to build, and go through identifying the hypothesis and validating the hypothesis of their startup company.
On day one, the attendees got an opportunity to listen to Robert Tanyuk, an entrepreneur in himself and chairman of many boards. And one of the cool things they got to hear is that even in his business, he doesn't build a product and then try to sell it, right? He creates a visual prototype of this and sells that vision before anything is produced. And that's one of the things the entrepreneurs are going to try to do this weekend. Create these prototypes and create something that they could sell to potential customers before they actually create a physical product and invest their time and money in that.
Problem is, you have a great idea. Who you're going to share it with, how you're going to capitalize it, who's going to invest in that thing. So what is the practicality of it, right? The practicality of this whole thing, as I see it, is really trying to create that symbiosis and co-creation of joint ownership of ideas and innovation that we could scale very, very quickly.
So day one was an introduction to the bootcamp. And in the day one, they had a bunch of panelists came on board to be able to explain, their process of entrepreneurship and how they do it. The exciting part was the pitches, where the entrepreneurs get an opportunity to now pitch their ideas.
Everybody has 1 minute to do so, to pitch their idea, and the group votes on their favorites.
We Green Army is what I'm come up with. It's an idea to help mobilize people to do green activities.
Food for Thought is essentially a trading platform. So basically what we're using is you look at the food that you already grew and you trade the excess for credits.
Get that excess waste out of groceries, out of businesses that just throw away rotting vegetables. So we're looking at the organic matter and then we're going to convert that hopefully into a usable product.
I have an idea that will help us sustain food in this country.
they have to sell their idea to their peers. When you sell your idea to your peers, you get this real experience of what entrepreneurship is like. It's about selling your idea.
These type of boot camps, it's compressing everything that you would typically do in the real world that will take you weeks or months in one weekend.
When everyone went up to pitch, I wasn't sure, I wasn't confident of my idea. And then I just got up and said, okay, I came here to learn.
I came with simply an idea, just as the flyer said, come with an idea and leave with a business plan.
When I started their meeting, I was like, should I go? It sounds like a dumb idea. Should I go? And then I decided, hey, nothing is dumb. I'm just going to try. So I went up and I pitched my idea nervously.
It was a quite nerve-wracking experience because it's not easy to put your idea out in front of people, not sure what reaction you would get.
And then they said time was up. 1 minute flies really quick.
We gave everybody 3 dots to vote on the ideas that they liked. So the people who pitched their ideas, they were around the room and they had their idea behind them on a piece of paper. And if you liked an idea, you place a dot on that specific idea. So the persons who presented their ideas had to convince people passing by why they should join their idea and why they should vote for it.
So the goal now is to go and talk to these entrepreneurs and for the ideas that you like, to place your dots. So you have 3 dots to vote on your best ideas. So we're going to give you about 10-15 minutes and then after we're going to tally it up.
Everybody had 3 dots and they could use the 3 dots to vote for someone's idea. So as people passed around the room, you would say, hey, come and check out my idea. You kind of give them a brief summary of it. And if they like it, they would add a dot. If they don't like it, they would just move on to someone else's idea.
What I realized is that most people was going towards his idea. And me being the person that I am, I decided to help sell his idea instead of mine.
I was surprised by the response with the people who came to my corner and put up the stickers. I was really surprised and I was humbled.
So it took a lot of convincing to get people to give me a sticker for my idea. Some people gave stickers because they genuinely saw like it had some viability to it, but a lot of people were just curious in terms of how to create a material that they've never heard of before.
It was a hustle, literally, not time against time, but hustling for votes because the dots represented votes.
You know, I was a bit scared that no one believed my idea to get the dots. And then persons came, they spoke, and then with other ideas, you see how we could have collaborated. And then person just came and started sticking dots. And I was like, wow, you know, other persons believe in this.
From there, they split off and break into teams. So you might have started with 25 pitches that end in 10 or 15 various companies.
We selected 15 of the top ideas, and those ideas were worked on and started to build teams for the weekend.
And team one was just really nerve-wracking, and I tried my best to just say, hey, you have to get, if you keep your idea inside, how else is it going to improve, or how else the world is going to know?
It was like a learning experience. And we made it through the first stage of it. Our idea was selected, formed our teams of 4, and well, that was the conclusion of day 1 basically.
Initially, no one had come to join our team. It was just me and him, and we agreed. It was like, hey, we go in and do this. We have each other's back. We know what we're about. We're going to do this.
It's a really good feeling to know that your idea has seen to be somewhat viable to people who, you know, they have great ideas as well.
I was more excited to see people come up and those little dots, and then I saw, okay, I had a good number of dots, and then when I heard my name, my pitch call, I was like, yeah, it's actually, it's there, it's true, like it's there, like, yeah, I'm happy.
When persons were asked which team they would like to be in, you know, I was shocked to have 6 people when others, you know, some didn't have any, some had way more. But to me, that was still a big accomplishment. So just by that night, it proved a lot to me and helped me to move on with my idea.
It was a good experience because I'm hustler by nature.
When you finish this weekend, it's going to be an amazing experience. You're going to be tired as hell. You will not want to go to work on Monday. But it's going to be an amazing experience.
Have any of you ever heard of the minimum viable product? That is, in my terminology,
the worst version of the first thing that you can build that somebody would actually buy. The simplest, stupidest thing that you can do that somebody would get. You want to develop what is that going to look like? And this is a hypothesis still. And you want to validate that. So you want to go to your target customers and your target market and identify whether or not your hypothesis is true. So step one, what is the worst version of my product that I can still sell? And number two, finding as many people as you can, even outside of here, that will validate or invalidate that hypothesis.
And this morning, we sat with the entrepreneurs and explained to them some of the key parts in working through the weekend and how they should build their teams, how they should structure their teams to work forward throughout the weekend.
All right, so we pitched a bunch of ideas yesterday. We broke up into about 14, 15 teams, and you guys are now focusing on those teams to try to build a business.
Day two, a little bit of time is spent on learning about what goes into a startup company. Operationally, what should you be working on? But the rest of it is racing to figure out customer validation, market research. How are you going to make money with your business model? What is your product going to do? And because this is a CleanTech Bootcamp, what's the environmental impact of what you're doing?
The entrepreneurs are now here working on the ideas and learning, well, how do we take this idea and build it into a potential business for Sunday's pitching?
We have all of our companies furiously working on identifying who their customers are, who their best customers are, and how they're going to sell to them. Focus on selling, focus on marketing and understanding your market and how to sell to your market. Once you've done that, and only once you've done that, do you begin building your product.
Understand your customer, try to get a right sell, understand where your customer is, what type of customer who you're talking to, and give it your best shot.
Day two in a nutshell was hard work. Loads and loads of work to actually bring a business from an idea, because I didn't start this business yet, it was just an idea.
The most important thing I learned on day two, the importance of customer validation and how to use that to kind of shape your product to suit your customer.
Day two was a lot of work, because even though you do a lot of research in agriculture, there's always so many facets, so many loopholes that, okay, I don't know what to prepare. But from the talks, I realized that I was pinholed. I will develop the product first and then find out who's my target audience.
I think day two was not only working on your business, but actually working on relationships and how to deal with a team.
3 o'clock in the afternoon, we had a series of great mentors that came in, provided all kinds of wonderful insights that really helped these companies get on the right page.
And they bring with them the knowledge and experience of how to turn an idea into potential business.
The pitch to the mentors, that was a very intimidating experience. I've never been in a situation like that my entire life, so it's something new to me. I was put outside of my comfort zone.
Boom, you're in the room and I'm like, start. I was like, okay. But one thing I'll give advice, be confident. This is what you're pitching. If you're not confident about what you're pitching, how are they going to take you seriously?
Actually, pitching makes you more confident to actually believe in your business, and it also taps into how much you really do know.
It was constructive criticism. It made me had to reevaluate my whole position.
Pitching to the mentors was like a paradigm shift. Being someone that is a heavy science background and you're pitching to businessmen and women, it was extremely complex, even in just proving to them that you are the right team to do it, and even that the material that we're creating, that it's even durable.
We're seeing some really great ideas, some really great things that are coming out of that, and great teams that are going to, there's young individuals and not so young in some cases, who are really going to be striving to put together some fantastic businesses and some fantastic concepts and making it work for the benefit of all in the Caribbean. What we strive to do is to really help the teams identify who exactly they be selling to. How would their idea benefit? Yes, but also would people be willing to take that under their belt or purchase or make that ultimate commitment?
I find that they had a lot of helpful advice which we incorporated into our further research, and also the advice also was very upbuilding because it allowed us to focus on the weaker areas which we might not have noticed before.
I personally think we did well. I think we killed it because we went in there, we didn't get any bad reviews. We got what we call constructive criticism.
So the questions that they asked were more reasons or possibilities that this cannot work, which kind of helped us to find some possible solutions.
So that experience was a wonderful experience for me, and I took away that they even one of the mentors asked to buy one of the kits in the room. So we have one for him.
When you pitch to the mentor, you're a little scared, but they said it's a good idea, but you need to really define who are your target and really go into the business side of things.
Presenting themselves didn't seem to be a problem. A lot of confident individuals today. But one of the key things, of course, is presenting yourself in a structured way so that the panel, investors, anyone, or just even a consumer can clearly understand your idea and concept. And that's things that we were able to advise them about and work on today.
My confidence level going forward towards day 3, I'm naturally a confident person, I would say. But I would definitely think right now, in this last few hours of day 2, we have to kind of clear up and kind of clean up our pitch and probably do some work later on tonight when we go home, just to kind of finalize that, make it clear. I'm confident.
Today was the last day, Sunday of the boot camp. So everybody came in strong, ready to go. We gave them ideas on how do you put together the best presentation. What is your investor or your judge actually looking for? Well, I'll give you a hint. There are 3 things they were really looking for in that presentation. Business model, customer validation, and what have you done so far?
Well, I'm facing day 3 just as I faced day 1 with an open mind. The purpose of me being here is to learn how to develop a business idea.
My scope changed a lot. The initial pitch was very rough, and I realized it was really a rough pitch and that I had to find my target market.
And I'm confident. I don't know if I can win the first prize, but I definitely would. I appreciate the team I have. I'm just all about the experience more than just winning per se.
Cocoa Bean has a really good chance of winning it in terms of it's something that is a unique product.
I came to win. To be quite frank, I come for that 6,500, and if I get that 65, I want 35, and if I get 35, I want 3rd prize. I'm not going broke this weekend. Don't know.
Winning will be great, but we actually really wanted the experience that came with the bootcamp. But we are confident in our idea and therefore confident in winning.
Even if I leave here without winning, I think that I will be able to use the knowledge that I gained here and turn it into something quite substantial.
I actually think my chances are pretty good. I think I've spent, our team put together our minds to put together a really good product.
I think all the entrepreneurs had this pivot moment where they understood and saw their idea come together from a business perspective, and it just ended beautifully.
.30 came, it was game time. 14 companies. They had 5 minutes to present, 3 minutes for Q&A in front of 3 judges and all of their peers. And guess what? They did extraordinary. It was incredible. They blew everyone's socks off.
But this after my research, I came up with these models here. We have the plant stand, which is similar to the prototype we have here. It's a homegrown, pesticide-free type food. It's basically growing a tree from a tree.
The product name is composing. What we're doing is we're repurposing waste products into soil amendments.
But surely the collection of the stuff and the actual composting of it is going to be important for you to get right at the beginning.
We like to bring forth our idea in a clean, renewable, automated methane producer.
Now, this idea has been tried and tested in many places, right? There is a huge social problem with this.
Yeah. Cocoa Bean is a chic, environmentally friendly coconut husk frame company. So essentially we're going to be producing coconut husk frames.
We're a bit confused because you started off with space and then you switch to the pump. So what exactly is your product?
Yeah, our product is
the pump or the spaces?
Our product is the heartbeat solar pump.
Okay.
What happened is that we had a pivot moment. This is a new invention that we came up with this weekend.
Okay, and that shows. That shows.
You know, my line is Total High Clothing. It's an eco-fashion clothing line. All the material is sustainable material. The main material is hemp.
Basically, studies have shown that the main areas where activated carbon is used is mostly in air and water purification.
Now, from this, we actually coined together a herb pack, which will be an all-in-one pack, which will give you different types of herbs that could be offered to the customer.
My solution to this is turning these glass waste into a very beautiful item that can be used and appreciated for a much longer time. It can be even moved from generation to generation.
2 hours later, the judges were fighting with each other in the back, trying to determine who is the best, who's the second best, who's the third best. It took us a while. We finally got it down, came through, had some snacks, had some food, and announced the top 3. Don't ask me, I'm not going to tell you.
So we started out with 145 applications, and the first prize winner is Sustainable Food!
I want to thank everybody for giving me the support. Everybody. And I want to thank everybody who didn't join my team. Because that means there's more for me and more for Donna.
The end result was excellent. Some of the entrepreneurs came in from day one. They weren't so sure if they wanted to stay. They heard people speak. They didn't pitch. They weren't so sure if this was the right time. We spoke to them. Some of them stayed. At the end, they felt it was just amazing. The experience that they got, the connections that they made, the things that they learned of how to structure your business and look at it from a different perspective, how to analyze your problems, how to find that solution. It ended lovely. Everybody presented and they really had a great time in seeing the other presenters. It was just perfect.
Overall, the bootcamp was a huge success. I was really impressed with all the participants, with all the great ideas, and how far everybody went over the weekend. Normally, we don't see that kind of success happen, so I'm really excited to see what happens next.
Any entrepreneur, if you think you have an idea that's worth developing, I think you should really come to this GreenTech Bootcamp because there are gaps that you yourself may not know you're missing.
It's a good experience because they open my eyes to things that I would have never considered when coming to business. My husband since I was 14 years.
I always wanted to have my own business, and through someone that's coming from purely academics from all my life, it was difficult to make that transition.
I have learned a lot. I'm going to take away a lot where that is concerned also, together with cash.
I think the bigger picture is that the country of Trinidad and Tobago has much to benefit from such a boot camp.
So at the end of the day, we want to help educate, we want to help people develop companies, and we want to make the Caribbean a cleaner, greener place.
It is important to have the boot camps because we want to have a pipeline of startup companies that we can support.
Under the Entrepreneurship Program for Innovation, what we have is a holistic approach to supporting entrepreneurs from the ideation stage to commercialization.
It's a fantastic program. It's a fantastic opportunity to really have young and in fact all entrepreneurs focus on what can be delivered in terms of real-time, real business that can affect our quality of our lives.
Being able to do this style of bootcamp will help entrepreneurs not just only meet amazing people like themselves, but learn a lot from their peers and learn from the mentors, learn from the facilitators, learn from each other. And the amount of things that you could do within a weekend with a lot of food and bright people, it's perfect.